The first four modules are derived from a keynote presentation I gave in New York in January 2024 in front of professors in higher education and focused on understanding generative AI and its implications in education. This presentation was received very well, so I am sharing it with all of you. There is nothing more controversial than generative AI technologies like ChatGPT, which is spurring debates in many different areas, from the philosophy of the mind to the question of whether or not ChatGPT is sentient. I don't think there is much value in discussing whether ChatGPT is sentient, as we, human beings, don't know what sentient means, and we cannot answer that question even for ourselves. However, to transform and project your company and workforce into the future, it is important to understand what generative AI is and how it works. There was no better quote to describe the disruptions of technologies like GPT, which stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. This technology is so disruptive that I did not expect to see what GPT has achieved in my lifespan. The possible applications of generative AI are unknown, as it can be applied in so many areas. The excitement and worries about this disruptive technology are completely justified. Large language models, or LLM for short, are able to do things we only dreamed of a few years ago, and suddenly the general public is becoming aware of what has happened to the AI fields in the last 10 years, and it is paying attention. If you are an executive or manager that is wondering how to leverage generative AI, or an employee worrying that ChatGPT will take your job, the first step is to learn about this technology. Generative AI refers to the branch of artificial intelligence capable of generating new content, from text to images, music, and more. Unlike traditional AI, which analyzes and responds to input, generative AI creates new, original outputs that didn't exist before. Today we'll explore what makes it unique and its implications. Traditional AI primarily focuses on analysis, decision-making, and prediction based on existing data. This type of AI is designed to understand and interpret data, identify patterns, and make decisions or recommendations based on that analysis. For example, traditional AI is used in applications like predictive analytics, where AI predicts future outcomes based on historical data. Classification, where the system assigns a specific label to a previously unknown document. Recommendation systems, like those used by streaming services to suggest movies or music based on user preferences. These systems rely heavily on structured data and predefined algorithms to process and analyze the information, leading to specific outcomes or decisions. Generative AI, on the other hand, takes this a step further by not just analyzing data, but also creating new content that didn't exist before. It uses advanced machine learning techniques such as deep learning and neural networks to generate new data that linguistically resembles the data used for its training. Here are some key aspects of generative AI. Content creation. It can generate text, images, music, and even synthetic media that mimic human-like creativity. Learning from unstructured data. While traditional AI often relies on structured data, generative AI can learn from various data types, including unstructured data like videos, audio, and images to create new content. GenAI is creative. Generative AI can produce novel and diverse outcomes, leading to innovative solutions in design, art, and problem solving. For example, it can create realistic images from textual descriptions or compose music in a specific style. The transition from traditional AI to generative AI represents an evolution from understanding and analyzing the world as it is, to imagining and creating things that could be. This ability to generate new, previously non-existent content is what makes generative AI particularly exciting and transformative across various sectors, from education and art to technology and business. These new possibilities are also at the source of various ethical and legal issues. Generative AI refers to a broad class of AI systems capable of generating new content, which can be text, images, music, or other forms of media. It encompasses any algorithm or model that can create output that mimics some aspects of its input data. Large language models, like ChatGPT or BERT, are a subset of generative AI focused specifically on generating and understanding text. They are called large due to the massive amount of data they are trained on and the extensive number of parameters they contain. The creative process of generative AI is the result of the ingestion and processing of a large amount of unstructured and unlabeled data like documents, videos, music, and images. By understanding the linguistic, visual, and musical patterns in the data, is able to create new content in any of these areas. Foundation models are large-scale machine learning models that are pre-trained on extensive datasets across different domains, such as text, images, or mixed data. These models serve as a base or foundation for further fine-tuning or adaptation for various specific tasks. There are many examples of foundation models like Meta Llama 3, Anthropic Claude 3, Amazon Titan, AI21 Jurassic 2, and a collection of foundation models on the Hugging Face repository. On the other hand, generative AI refers to models specifically designed to generate new content based on the data they have been trained on. This can include text, images, music, and other forms of media. The key feature of generative AI is its ability to create plausible and coherent outputs that mimic the style or content of its training data. The focus of generative AI is predominantly on the generation of new content. While these models can be foundation models if they are large and adaptable enough. However, not all generative AI models are used as foundation models. In fact, it is often the case that foundation models are used and fine-tuned with task-specific data for creating generative AI models, especially in scenarios where the versatility and robustness of large-scale pre-trained models are beneficial. Now that you have a basic understanding of what generative AI is, let's go into some details. While doing so, you will also understand the potential issues of using this technology. We will start by understanding what generative AI is good at. I will see you next.